So today I'm just climbing up to Paper Caves. I've decided I'm going to rappel or abseil down into the cave, but not today. But I will be doing that in the next 3 or 4 weeks. So today's visit really is just about checking out a few things I'm not sure about. Like, is my rope long enough? How smooth is the wall for getting back up? So that might decide what sort of techniques I use for getting back out the caves. But I forgot how hard this climb is. But you know, in the winter you do get a nice view of the loch. But ideally I would have liked to have taken my mountain bike. There's a track all the way up there, and ideally I'd like to have taken my mountain bike up to the top of the track, which drops you down to the caves. But last time I was up there was a massive landslide. I'll check it out later, but the landslide last time I saw it was too big to take the bike round. So anyway, I think the caves are just kind of up there, so just follow this track up here. Caves are up there. I did bring my bike round because it's quite a long walk if you don't. But I've hidden it in some bushes, and I've also put a security chain on it, so you can't see it from the track, so I'm sure it'll be safe enough. When I do the investigation for real, when I really do go down in the caves, I might actually leave it out in the open. That way then it's a marker that somebody's up there, just in case something bad happens. Although in saying that, I have had somebody agree to be my safety point of contact. Thanks very much, Carl of the Coil It In. So he says just to message him when I'm going up to do it, and then message him when I get back safely. And he knows where the caves are, so if I run into trouble, he can come and get me. Anyway, I wasn't going to do a video today, but I was so out of breath I thought I'll use this as an excuse. Right, onwards and upwards. Right, we'll soon be there, but still got a hard clamber up there. So we've got to go up there, then along the top there, then a little bit more slope, and that'll be us at the upper cave. I don't know if you can see on here, you see a rope there? That actually takes you to an entrance for the lower caves. I'm not planning on doing those, although there are a couple of safety ropes up there and some anchor points as well, plus a ladder that goes down about a third of the way. But that's not what I'm planning to do when I eventually go into the cave. So we'll be heading up here. But oh god, I'm knackered. It's going to be tough when I finally do it, because I'm going to have a rucksack with twice as much stuff in it than I currently have, and I'm struggling with this weight, so don't know how I'm going to cope when the rucksack's twice as heavy. Anyhow, I'll just have to manage. Now, this is just up a little bit from that other entrance. I believe some people have managed to squeeze through there, but no chance. I'm not 100% sure, and I won't be until I'm actually in the cave, but I think that's the back end of the cave that I'm going to be going in, because when you stand up the top and look down, you can see some chinks of light coming in through the back wall, and I think this might be the back wall, but we'll soon find out. So this is the entrance, or the turn off for the entrance to the upper caves coming up. It's quite easy to miss, because I think the last time I came I was that fixated on following the path, because that goes up to the forest trail, that it's easy to miss this turn off. And this is it down here. Okay, and that's the case down there. You can get part of the way down without ropes, but there's a few things I want to check. I want to check the anchor point. There's anchor points in the rock, make sure they look sound, and like I say, check how big the drop is that I'll need the rope for, and how smooth it is, to see if there's any sort of grips from my boots to coming back up. Anyway, let's go and do it. Okay, you can see the anchor point here. It looks pretty solid. There's two of them, so double protection. I'm standing on a wee ledge here at the moment. Haven't used the rope to get down here, but on the day I'll have the rope. Well, I've got the rope, I just haven't got my rappelling belt with me. So I've thrown the rope down, and I just want to see if it's reached the bottom. Yeah, so my 20 metre rope actually is too short. Yeah, I've got a 30 metre rope, but I would prefer to use that doubled up. So yeah, I'm thinking, I don't think either of my ropes are going to be long enough. You can kind of see here there's a rope here that people have obviously used to pull themselves up, and I can't get by this. This is too big a step here. I could get down with the rope, but not by myself. I don't want to do that without my rappelling belt and without letting somebody know that I'm here. So this is as far as I can really go, which means I'd love to be able to stand just there and see what the ground's like under there, but judging by the way my rope's swinging, I think that's an overhang. Yeah, no, the risk, I'm not going to do it. I've got, at least not this, not here. I might try the lower, see what the lower one looks like. I think the risk is too great here. The ropes aren't going to be long enough. I can't see what the cliff face is like under there, so I won't really know how easy it is to get grips for my feet and ledges for my feet. Yeah, I could climb up with the rope. I can make toe holds in the rope. I know how to do that, so I could use the rope like a ladder. But again, I don't think the rope's long enough to do that. If I used the rope just in single strand, with my 30 metre rope with single strand, then yeah, it would be long enough. But then I'd have to tie the rope off at the carabiner at the top, which I don't like. My knots aren't that great, so I wouldn't like to trust myself to one single knot. So I think the game's a bogey in this, unfortunately. That's a shame. And you can kind of see there's another entrance over there, up there as well, up there and there. I kind of think that's facing in the wrong direction for that to be the lower entrance that I was talking about. So it's probably not. So I don't actually know what that entrance is, because that looks like a better one, because you can kind of see there's rocks and there's ledges. That would be easier to climb up. That's a shame. I really wanted to see down there, but it's not worth the risk. It's definitely not worth the risk. Anywho, right, time to get back up. So I'm on the way back to the bike, but I thought I would check out the lower one for feasibility. But I think this suffers from the same problem as the one up there. I could definitely get down, no problems, with a rope and a carabiner and a rappelling harness. But again, those are both overhangs. And it's a bit of a height, more than I remember. Same as up there, you know, up the top there, the height is more than I remember. So I'm not I've got my doubts as to whether I could climb back out again. So that's a real shame. I was planning that for ages, doing all my research into knots and rappelling techniques and all the rest of it, but just because I want it doesn't mean I should do it. So I think it's too big a risk. So just one of these plans I think I'm just going to have to put in the bin. But it was nice while it lasted. Right, just going to go down this hill before it gets dark and get my bike. Well, that's me finally down. I was going to take the bike and head up to Bernice and then up the forest track to see what state the landslide is in, but to be honest, coming down that hill was knackering. It's funny, you think you get more tired going up the hill, but coming down was just so dodgy. So many slippy tree roots, so many loose rocks. I think I must have slipped and tripped probably about 5 or 6 times coming down that hill. So you have to come down really slow and it takes it out of you. So to be honest, I'm just glad to be back onto the ground. I'm not going to deny though, I'm really disappointed about not being able to go down all the way down into the paper caves, but I think part of me is also a little bit relieved as well. It's just something I felt that I had to do, but there was always that wee niggling doubt in the back of my mind that I was taking a risk that I didn't really need to take in my old years. So yeah, disappointed and relieved. It's a weird combination. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'm going for a pint.